This ain't the life that we chose, but it's the life that we live in. Know we belong on the top, but we ain't tripping, cause we'll get there in a minute. Yeah, we'll get there in a minute, cause we'll get there in a minute. Know we belong on the top, but we ain't tripping, cause we'll get there in a minute.
Yes, sir. Back again. We'll get there in a minute. Season 2. What is this? Episode 4, right?
Yeah, you killed that.
Woo! Episode 4. Hey, shout out to our production man, Willie Fresco, man. Got that starring fix for us. We had that starring spelled wrong, man. Shout out to, he was a tech dude. He used to go to, Wilson Tech and shit back in the day. So don't get upset with him for spelling and shit like that. That's my guy though. That's my guy, man. You know what I'm saying? He was out there rumbling and tumbling in them classes, man. Nah, but all jokes aside, shout out to my guy Willie Fresco fixing that, killing, doing what he does behind the scenes, man. What's going on, though, fellas? What's the world looking like today, man? What in your world? How's it going?
Same old same, yo. But Willie, back to the homie Willie. I noticed something in the intro, right? When we coming on, I noticed how it says sesh, and then my picture pop up, and then right after it says Black Excellence. All I gotta say is I appreciate it, my brother. I appreciate it.
I mean, he gonna try and get a little longer picture or some shit. Nah, man.
Black Excellence, baby. Black Excellence.
That draw out a little bit. Fade.
We order that shit.
We gotta get Punjabi excellent for my man Kev and shit. You know what I mean?
Vacation.
You got jokes.
What's going on, Kev? How you living, my brother?
Living, man. Doing this work thing. Can't complain. Day-to-day grind.
Doing this work thing, man. Okay, so you do work.
Yeah, believe it or not, man.
I don't know if we believe it, but.
Do you still ride your bike when you work?
I haven't in the last but I plan to.
What happened, man? You know what I mean? How'd that go? Why'd you stop?
I put it away during the weekend when I was cleaning, and I just ain't opened it up last week. So I took a week off.
Open it up.
So everybody, for to give a little bit more explanation on this, you got the pedals that go underneath to sit down while you're at work.
It's a stationary bike. It's also a standing workstation.
So what made you pack it?
You had to put it away when you were cleaning?
Yeah, bro, like it folds up. It's fully compact.
So you didn't want to leave it under your desk, like where it belongs?
Bro, it's not something that goes under a desk. It's a complete stationary bike, also a standing workstation. So it's something that can be folded up way.
Okay.
So it's a whole stationary bike, bro.
So can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So did everything but that go back into place when you were done cleaning that section?
It goes in front of a space that kind of takes up an entire room. So if I have to work out and do other things, it's a lot easier to not have that in the space. So for the week, I didn't bring it back in, but I intend to. When was the last time you worked out, DZ?
Actually,
get back, DZ.
Actually, this morning, and I got footage.
Oh, and I got footage. Okay, cool.
And I got footage.
Sounds
Something
good.
nice.
Yeah, he got it.
First week down, Pat. First week down, baby.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, he in there. He in there.
I'll see you in 2 weeks, DZ. What's up?
I'll be right here. You know what I mean? I'll put the pedals back so I can use it while I'm working. You feel me?
I'll see you for one in a couple months, DZ. What's up?
While we still talking shit. While we
one-on-one basketball?
Yeah, why not?
Because you can't hoop.
See, Kev, this is the thing, right, bro? This is the thing, right, bro? I love your enthusiasm, bro. I love the confidence, bro. But part of that is knowing what you're good at and knowing what you're not good at. That's a huge part of it, bro. That's a huge part of it. I like winning, so I'm never going to challenge somebody in something that I'm not good at. You got to make sure that you at least give yourself a little bit of a leg up and a chance to win.
Or be decent.
I would say I was going to challenge him at horse first, and then Trev just said one-on-one. So But yeah, I could. Give me a couple months.
I stick to horse. Go horse. You can get lucky. He could have the worst shooting day ever.
No, he can't. No, stop.
I'm just one-on-one.
Let's be responsible with our platform. No, Kev could never. Kev has played with me before. This is why this makes no sense. Kev knows I can shoot. you know I can shoot. Why would you challenge me in horse?
I'm with the horse. Let's do it.
There you go.
Son say Kev could never.
It's the most insulting shit ever. Like,
okay, that's the interesting thing. You think I have no chance at all?
The fact that you jumped to DZ, right? Arguably 1A or 1B shooting on this podcast, you jumped straight to me as far as horse.
Strong on the 1B. Strong on the 1B.
All right, for now.
Remember, I know what I'm good at. I know what I'm not good at. I know what I excel at. That's a big part of me being successful in my life is knowing what you're good at and knowing what you're not good at. I know, like, I understand I'm athletic, so I can play. I know I'm gonna play D. I might get a nice little. I'm gonna grab some boards. I'm gonna get a couple putback points, and I got a decent mid-range shot. I'm not gonna be dribbling all around the place, but I can get you some solid buckets on the court. I'm never gonna challenge somebody with that in a game of basketball. If you want to see how high you can jump and touch the backboard, maybe we might. Maybe listen, you want to pull up the penny off the top like Earl Manigault? that might be something we can get into. But as far as just like playing and Kev, it's not a good choice, bro. Just take it from me. I want to see.
It's good content. I'm about content this year.
I'm with the horse. Let's do it.
We'll record it.
You know, I'm good. You know, good old horse can't go wrong. Well, you're gonna go wrong, but you know.
While we're still talking shit right now, right?
Yeah.
I got a PSA. Something I observed during this week. Something I observed. Nothing too serious. It was just something that like really bothered me and was very sickening. So we all know who's in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
We got the Chiefs and we got
the
Buccaneers being led by no other than Tom Brady. You know, it is what it is. I respect Tom Brady for what he's done in the NFL, his career, like his consistency. You know, I'm huge on consistency. So you can't talk consistency in sports and not bring Tom Brady's name up. My issue, right, is with the New England Patriots fans. And that's where my PSA is. I've figured out, and within this last week, I figured that New England Patriots fans are the worst fans in sports.
Agree.
I can't see it any other way. I've heard so many people in the last week throw dirt on Bill Belichick's name that it was absolutely sickening. As a fan of sports, and that's the thing. I don't like the Patriots, but I respect Tom Brady for what he did, and I love Bill Belichick and how he goes about doing what he does as a coach. How can you not?
Got to.
And all the moves he's made to make them successful and for an extended period of time. And all like the unorthodox moves he made that ended up working out and doing different things. The only thing I've heard people talk about for the last week, 2 weeks, is them benching Malcolm Butler in the Super Bowl and letting Tom Brady go this year. And that, I just don't understand it. I don't understand the logic behind it. Maybe somebody else can help me out.
It's always about what have you done for me lately?
As simple as that.
Think about, bro.
People unfortunately don't look at everything you just named. You know what I mean? So it's a damn if you do, damn if you don't. It's ridiculous, man. And that's the thing about being fans, right? They just get so attached to the now. People get so attached to the now instead of looking at it in total body of work.
Yeah, it was so crazy to me, right? Because I have a good buddy of mine, work with him. Work with him. Real good dude, real solid dude. He told me that if they re-sign Cam Newton, given he said what he's heard was they were going to sign Cam Newton for about 18 to 20 mil for 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that probably is the best situation, but I wouldn't be if Bill Belichick decided he's going to do it. I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna rock with it. Let's see. He knows something I don't know.
I mean, you got to look at everything Cam didn't have.
Yeah.
I mean,
Let's go.
any person that plays the game, knows the sport, can sit there and tell you Cam played with nothing. And people could say, well, Tom Brady played with nothing. No, Tom Brady played with great defenses. They lost. They opted. They had 10 or 11. They had the most in the NFL players opt out.
Facts.
And then the safety blanket and Edelman played for what? 2 games?
Yeah, 2-3 games.
2-3 games, and they were clicking.
Yeah.
So ultimately, Cam had no receivers after that. Does Cam have some work he needs to do? For sure. Don't get me wrong. I guess throwing mechanics and things like that I think can be cleaned up for sure. But there was nothing there for him.
That's a fact.
But let's also point out the throwing mechanics weren't an issue till after COVID. Before that, him and Julian Edelman were on the pace to break a record.
That's very true.
That him and Tom Brady didn't do together. So, I mean, a lot of people don't realize, like, yes, he's Superman, but he played after COVID. A lot of people can barely walk and, you know what I mean, do that after COVID. He's playing the second hardest position on that field, you know what I mean, after COVID. Without a rest, without really a week rest. Like, he had a week off, but then as soon he went right back with no practice after that. You know what I mean? Like, we got to cut the man some slack. Like, he did very good given what he had to work with.
Yep. No camp, no OTAs, no true off season. Like, small sample of the playbook. Come on, man. There's just a lot people are not putting into context.
Yeah.
Yes, Brady has shown his consistency, and one thing he does is raise the level. He's doing it in Tampa Bay, and making them a championship team at this point, man. I give him credit for that. That dude understands championship culture.
But let's be clear, he did throw 3 INTs.
And that's what I was, and that's the part.
Yeah, that wasn't. He didn't play a game to win. He didn't. The game that he put together, that was, yes, he had some timely plays that he put together and at like good times. He needed a first down, he got it. But overall, he didn't play that game to the best of his ability. He didn't play the better game between the two quarterbacks.
No, but everybody's gonna say he did.
Can we be honest though? Can we talk about the squad around him though? He dies on Scotty Miller. That is his worst person to throw the ball to, is Scotty Miller. He has Evans, Godwin. He didn't have AB for 1 game. He has Gronk. He has what's the other tight end? Connor Brait. Like, and his running game is pretty good. Like, Leonard Fournette played a pretty good game. Like, let's talk about what's around him. Like, comparatively, like, he doesn't have to be great. You know what I mean? He has to be better than Jameis Winston was. That's all he had to do. That was his only assignment on that team. And they beefed up the offensive line when he came. Like, there was a lot that was put forth for this man. So he is consistent.
I what you're saying, but in all honesty, before Tom Brady went there, I'm not sure if a lot of people were picking the Bucs for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they didn't have a quarterback.
So,
but at the same rate, that was what I was saying.
But yeah.
But Jameis didn't have everything Tom had. Even though he made a lot of mistakes, he didn't have the same security blankets, and he didn't even have the same O-line. Like, they went and got O-line to entice Brady to even come there. And then he added AB and Gronk, like, and Leonard Fournette. Like, the red carpet was rolled out. Like, what else could he have had?
Yeah, I thought this was gonna be the year that I could somewhat like be a fan of Tom Brady. You know, I'm a Ravens fan, and the Patriots and Tom Brady have beat the Ravens in the playoffs on countless different occasions and in dramatic form. So I figured, like, okay, I don't think I'm ever gonna root for the Patriots, but
I just think, and yeah, I don't think Brady played to the best of his. I thought he played a mediocre game. Right? I think he wasn't the best QB there. I think Aaron Rodgers also had some timely misses that people are going to blame and look at him for sure. But I think it's crazy. You know, you use these cliches. Tom Brady is one of the only QBs, in my opinion, whatever it's worth, that can get a team to be elite or understand championship culture. I would just like to be around how they ended up practicing, how he goes about it day to day. And there's something that really struck out to me. I was looking at a picture of Ben Roethlisberger, and I was looking at a picture of Tom Brady. And I just thought to myself, wow, Ben Roethlisberger could have been that greatness. But instead, he didn't do everything that's necessary to do. Ben Roethlisberger literally looks like he's wearing a flap jacket, and he's not. He's just that fat. Like, it's really bugged out to me, and I just started to look like, damn, Brady, man, like everything he's doing, he can't throw the deep ball the same, but he's still able to do it. Ben Roethlisberger couldn't throw the deep ball at all, right? So it's just you just look at it and just because Tampa Bay, man, I'm sure they weren't thinking that they were going to be Super Bowl contenders.
You sleep.
No, I'm saying before they got Brady.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Yeah. But I think Brady's whatever that he brings, people play to a different level.
Facts.
And that's what I was saying. I don't think that I was ready to root for him, but when all this shit came out and they were shitting on Bill Belichick, I was forced to kind of break down Tom Brady and like him as a player, not just like what he brings, like his like intangibles he brings, like his intelligence as a football player, his championship mentality. I think that's what the Buccaneers were paying for. They weren't paying for Tom Brady to go out there and be Tom Brady of 2007, for him to be slinging a rock around, just like handling the business like that. Like if you really look at it, Tom Brady, in my eyes, I think Tom Brady's a shell of himself as like a player. I don't think you're not going to see Tom Brady step back, and it's going to be very rare. You're not going to go out there every week and throw 300 yards. He's a game manager. He's doing what got him to his stardom, but he's a lot smarter about what he's doing. I don't see Tom Brady taking many risks. I never thought he really did. He just makes you pay for every time you make a mistake because he's so well, I guess, prepared for the game. As soon as you make a mistake, he capitalizes off of it.
And we saw Kevin King make a dumbass mistake with 8 seconds left in the second half.
He's a Packers fan, by the way.
Little shit like that. Eyes in the wrong backfield in the goal line, tight end runs by you. Come on, safety, you got the one job. So little things like that can just piss me off. But yeah, he does capitalize on mistakes. Whether that's right or wrong, that's how he beat the Seahawks, right? I mean, besides the Marshawn Lynch debate, whatever you want to say about it, he just literally dinked and dunked the entire time on the Seahawks.
Yeah,
you know? And that's what he does. I remember him really truly pushing the ball, slinging it all around, crazy. I just think he takes what you're gonna give him and does it and takes it well. It's, usually it's the opposite. As a defensive guy, it's hey, make them beat you, make them drive the field long, and they should get a turnover. That motherfucker just dinks. Oh, you're fucked up. Gotcha. Bing. Because usually quarterbacks do get antsy, right? Like they get antsy, try to throw it into some tight coverage. He doesn't. Well, he did it last week, so never mind. But yeah.
I say all that to say, Patriots fans need to do better, man. They need to do better.
Facts.
It's like if you should never talk out of turn about Bill Belichick.
Yes.
Never.
That's
never.
They shouldn't talk football then. You shouldn't talk football.
Exactly.
That's what it comes down to. Bill Belichick's one of the best coaches to ever do it, if not the best.
Yeah, I think he's up there. He's number one.
There's nobody you're gonna really find better that's been doing it that long, and he's gonna do it again next year. He's gonna be somewhere and be like, "I got you," because he's looking right now and saying, "Oh, Tom's in the Super Bowl. I'm pissed, and we're gonna figure some shit out."
Yep.
So they'll be back where they belong.
So I got another question for y'all before we picked a big game. I got another football question for you real quick.
What's up with it?
So the Jacksonville Jaguars got the first pick, right? Should they go after Deshaun Watson or stay with Trevor Lawrence? What y'all think?
If they got a shot to get Deshaun Watson, they need to get Deshaun Watson.
I didn't know they did.
Trevor Lawrence is a generational talent. I'm just saying, theoretically,
what he is.
I'm just saying, I'm talking. We talking like just throwing shit out there. Like, should they keep that number 1 pick or trade it?
See, that's the problem, though. We don't know that Trevor Lawrence is a generational talent because we haven't seen him on a professional stage. Like, we've seen that be mistaken a bunch of times. And that's the thing. Like, if they had a chance to get Deshaun, that's a no-brainer right there. He's gonna turn your shit around. But I didn't know that was even a choice.
I'm just missing, and maybe it's me. I keep hearing Trevor Lawrence is this perfect QB, yada yada yada, generational talent. Show me where.
What's being said is that he's bigger, has a better arm, and is better overall than Deshaun Watson was at that point in time when he was coming into the league. The point is that he is going to be better, or you know what I mean. He's going to be better overall.
I get it. I know that. I'm just saying, as far as, you know, even when the comparison with him and Justin Fields, that he was so much better than Justin Fields. Trevor Lawrence on teams with really, really good defenses is, I don't know. Justin Fields has played harder defenses, and don't get me down that rabbit hole. Trevor Lawrence is really good. If he's number 1 pick, he deserves it. Possibility he could be a generational talent, but hey, at the end of the day, man, they need more than just him. So we'll see. I probably, if there's a person I'm going to take, I'm going to go with the guy who has a lot of years left in him and is still getting better. And to me, it's Deshaun Watson, and he's proven it.
100%.
You know, that's just what it is.
I agree as well. I was just curious.
Yeah.
Wanted to put it out.
Yeah. So getting back on track, man, a lot of crazy things have happened in this week. I'm going to let DZ kind of take over this and stuff like that. Everything going on with Robin Hood and the stocks. You know, we're going to try and talk about a little bit of that, man. What's going on? Break it down to the people, because I don't know how to explain it in the most correct way. I just know some shit's going down.
I mean, big picture, a lot of people going to realize it's going to be hard for you to get wealthy off of stocks because the hedge fund people always have to win. So that little manipulation happened by some kids. Shout out to them. But you seen what was happening. A lot of GameStop stock was being sold off on the app, just taken away from people. Like, a lot of nasty shit was happening because it's not built for you to win. So it's built for you to get lucky, because ultimately a stock market, it is a gamble. You know, it's an educated gamble, but it's a gamble nonetheless, unless you have insider information, which is illegal, but it's dope. I mean,
but it's dope.
It is. I mean, if somebody give me a tip, allegedly, I might, but I probably won't because I don't break the law. But I'm just saying, like, I sold all my stock. Sold all my Robinhood stock. I made a couple dollars off of AMC because I jumped on that early when it was about $3-4. Sold it at about $14. Everything else was a loss, but I still won. So I don't know. I can't do Robinhood no more.
Yo, you know what it reminded me of? So you remember growing up when you went to somebody's crib and they were like, yo, I just got this new game. Let's play. Like, yeah, we'll play. And then you started whooping their ass, and they're like, nah, give me back my controller. That's exactly what that shit was, bro. They're like, yo, this shit ain't cool. What the fuck?
That sound like Trev.
Of us, nah, chill.
No,
Go turn this game off real quick.
Word. I had to go home. You fuck him up too bad. You got to leave.
I never lost. I don't know what they're talking about. They're talking about.
Your mom take him home.
It's shit me. I mean, listen, I know a couple people upset because they never got dubs or something like that, like my man Willie Fresco and shit. So, you know, beat him at his own fighting games and shit, and he'd be mad. But yeah, I mean, pretty much, yeah, they got beat at their own game is from my understanding, and that, you know, the hedge funds were going to lose a lot of money off of this.
Yep. And
so now, you know, go deeper, it's like apparently they played this game right before the pandemic hit, where they kind of got rid of everything with their stocks or some shit like that. I could be wrong in my explanation. And now they knew to get out before the pandemic, like right on the hit. And now these people are doing X, Y, and Z, and now that's completely shut down. And now everybody's complaining it's not a free market and all that stuff like that. And it's America, right? It's the greatest country in the world. Da, 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 da. It's all this stuff, right? It's never been really truly free. I'm just on why people be acting so damn surprised about it. Maybe that's just me and my negative thinking.
No, I think you're right. It's been there. It just hasn't happened to the people that it's happened to. And like I didn't understand it for a while. I still don't really fully understand exactly what happened. But to my knowledge, it was, like you said, the hedge funds companies were selling off that stock because they had some type of insider information basically saying that the company was going under. So they started selling. So what ended up happening is the stock dropped. And when it dropped, the people on Reddit just kind of like all banded together, spread word about it. And everybody just started buying these stocks. So as everybody's buying it, and they, I don't know how much, maybe it was like $1 billion or something like that they over a small amount of time. So the stock shot up. So all that money, I guess the investors or those hedge fund guys, all that money they pulled out, if they would have just waited, then they would have made billions of dollars. But because they pulled their shit out, and the little guys, us, the people, banded together to bring it up, now we're making money. And this is, like you said, the system isn't built that way. It's not it's not built for you to win. So in that way, not in mass proportions.
No, hell no, not a chance.
Yeah, and that shows you how easily a stock could be manipulated. Some kids on Reddit shop the value up of a stock. Well, 2 stocks. That easy. You can win or lose money.
Hey, beautiful. Well, now we know, and we'll see what happens, man. That it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Simple as that. And speaking of it is what it is, obviously, we like to talk about what is legendary. We spoke on it before, and I said I was wrong about Drew Hill being legendary, but we're always getting back and forth in our arguments and our tips anyway. And, sometimes somebody's feeling some music or something like, yo, this person's legendary. So we go, is this a legendary person or not? And I'm going, I don't know. I'm on the fence. We're going to talk about it. Sesh came up out of nowhere and was like, Birdman is legendary.
100%.
DZ said, hell no. Or not hell. DZ was just like, no. And Kev said, yes, because Cassidy's legendary. We'll get into Kev's whole point because it doesn't make a lick of sense. And Sesh was excited because Kev was on his side, so Kev made his point of yes, because Cassidy's legendary. That just threw us all for a loop. And that's clearly how it went. But hey, all right. So is Birdman legendary and why, Sesh?
100%. Birdman's 100% legendary. I think my big thing was I'm gonna break it down the story a little bit. So I'm down in the basement doing my thing, working on a computer. Usually when I'm working from home, working on a computer, I usually play music. And I started playing the Rich Gang jump, their first mixtape, the tour part 1. And I honestly knew it was Thug, Young Thug, and Rich Homie Quan. I totally forgot Birdman was in the group. He wasn't really an intricate part of the group, but Flavor came on. If anybody's listening, you never listen to Rich Gang, Tour Part 1, go listen to Flavor right now. Go put it on right now and listen to it. Birdman's verse was decent, and he was ripping it. The beat goes crazy. And I'm like, wow. So I started going down from that. So it's not on Tidal. It's not on Tidal. You can go and find it on SoundCloud.
Wait, so a legendary person can't. Okay, cool. Keep going.
No. That mixtape isn't on there.
Okay,
that mixtape isn't on there. So I went down this wormhole of Birdman / Cash Money, and I went crazy. Like if it was a party, the set was crazy. The set was too crazy. So many different like lanes I was hitting in, and I'm like, I know Birdman. He gets this rep for like raping people on their contracts and all that stuff. But I'm thinking to myself, like, bro, if you take that out of it and what he built with Cash Money, him being like more so the face, like the CEO face of Cash Money. I know it was him and Slim, but Slim was more like playing the bat. Birdman got it. He has to be legendary. All of the careers he's birthed, all the like everything that's come from Cash Money, he has to be legendary. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I wasn't debating whether he was legendary or not. I was debating like, we should be doing some Birdman appreciation days.
So my thing is, when I think of Birdman, or I think of legendary guys that are of Birdman, like I think of Diddy, and I ain't putting Birdman in that category with Diddy. But besides that's just my opinion. I'm gonna let DZ, because y'all really was the ones going at it.
I mean, he's talking about the Birdman set. Please don't invite me to that
No,
party. That's a nasty
Birdman.
party.
I did not see
That
Birdman.
is- That is a nasty party.
My
No,
fault.
let me go. I don't care if it's a Rich Gang set, Birdman set, Bird Gang set. The Bird Gang set would be fire. That's legendary. Birdman, get it the fuck out of here. I'm sorry. What you're talking about? Rich Homie Quan mixtape, and that goes on Birdman's. Can we stop? Birdman was cool. Like that Cash Money, that shit was cool. It's a record label, and it was basically, man. But if you want to be technical, Juvenile was the reason that shit was even on the map. It was Juvie. Juvie made that shit big. Manny Fresh Beats made that big. Manny Fresh is a legendary DJ producer. If Juvenile is Juvenile a legendary artist in your opinion?
100%.
Nah. He's an all-star. He had a couple all-star seasons. I'm not giving him legendary. Is like, to me,
You can't talk about New Orleans without talking about Juvenile.
Yes, you can. You can bring up Master P and No Limit. Stop it.
I'm not saying you can't, buddy. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you cannot talk about New Orleans and not bring up Juvie. It's not possible.
I think Juvie's close. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer.
I'm not saying he's a Hall of Famer. We talking about legends. He's a legend in New Orleans. He is 100% a legend.
No, that's what I'm saying. For me, in my eyes, I'd say you're a legend. You are a Hall of Famer.
That's what legend should be.
And that's how I break it down. I break it down by like sports, right? You in the Hall of Fame, you are a legend. That's it. If you had a couple good seasons, you were a really good player. Probably was an all-star candidate, right? And then you had guys that were just your role players and made the team. Like, you know what I mean?
So like, we talking about that. We talking about that. He just said Diplomats was legendary. This was I'm saying. I'm taking those words out your mouth.
That's a fact.
Diplomats were legendary, and I agree with you. But there's no way that we can say Diplomats are legendary and we're not talking about, and Birdman's not legendary. Birdman's impact on hip hop was bigger than the Diplomats.
We're trying to figure out how. You're talking about his verse on the mixtape that he didn't write.
No, I didn't. I said this is what brought me to this. This brought me to all of this. I'm not saying that this just this one verse. The verse wasn't even like that. I was just vibing to it. And then when I went down that wormhole, I'm like, okay, this is all this music that I'm listening to. I went from Wayne.
That's really the biggest person of it, which is a great person to have. Other than that, what else is he?
But we
gotta be. He's been hot since we was like 8.
But why were they hot? Break it down. It was the image. It was the cars. It was the jewelry.
What does that matter? What does it matter why they were hot? I'm saying that he was legendary. That's all I'm saying. And all that stuff that you're naming, everything that you're naming, the image was legendary. That is a legendary image.
So he was a legendary image.
My thing is,
he was legendary. Period. The record label it's a legendary record label that he is the owner of. How am I saying something that's crazy?
To the people that really started it, Juvie and Manny Fresh.
He didn't start it. He was an artist on the record label. The same way Biggie was an artist on Bad Boy. That you just said Puffy he was legendary.
No, but
just like you said Manny Fresh. The street
Bad
team
Boy was nothing without Big and Craig Mack. Bad Boy was nothing. That's why Big had the only contract that was good on that record label history is because Biggie was the driving force of Bad Boy.
100%. I'm talking about Trev saying Diddy was legendary.
Because Diddy was a legendary producer, image, like everything. Like Birdman doesn't produce.
Is Dame a legend?
What songs did what song was he producing?
All of it, all that Bad Boy shit was executive produced by Puffy.
So
yeah, bring it back to that old.
I'm not saying he didn't.
Is Dame a legend though? That's a quick question. Dame Dash, is he a legend?
100%.
Well, shit, everybody's in the goddamn Hall of Fame.
See,
Dame Dash is not a legend.
I'm just saying I'm a little more cautious who I want to say get in the Hall of Fame. That's all.
How can you say Rockefeller without saying Dame Dash? How can you say Cash Money without saying Birdman? It's nothing I'm saying isn't crazy. This isn't far-fetched shit.
It's not. That's why I brought up Dame, because y'all were making those parallels.
Do you think Cash Money was as big as Rockefeller?
Yes.
And there's the disconnect. There's the disconnect.
Rockefeller isn't.
Cash Money's a record label. You only know that why? Because Blueface signed? Is Blueface legendary? No one gives a fuck about Blueface or Cash Money. Like nobody.
What artist is on Rockefeller right now, DZ?
Who?
What artist is on Rockefeller right now? I'll wait.
And they're just as popular as Cash Money right now. Is my point.
Rockefeller is just as popular as Cash Money right now, and they aren't a label.
Who is thinking about Cash Money right now?
This is what you're dying on right now.
Listen, Kev, you just nonsense, Kev. In 2020 or 2021, when have you ever heard someone say, "Yo, Cash Money is rocking"? Never.
I'm not saying. Listen, I'm not saying that they are the hottest record label out right now. What I'm saying is they are a record label.
And what does that matter? So is RCA. So is fucking Koch. So is everything. DZ record label starting tomorrow. Like, does that make it legendary?
But we aren't talking about DZ Records. We're talking about Cash Money.
And it's nothing.
We're talking about Cash Money's history and where they stand today. We can talk about Rockefeller history and where Rockefeller is today.
And Cash Money doesn't stand great today, is my point. So what's the point of bringing
Where is Rockefeller today?
I didn't bring up Rockefeller. You
did. You literally said that. You said, is Cash Money as big as Rockefeller? Those were your words.
Let's get back to the topic of Birdman.
Cash Money was nowhere near Rockefeller.
I'm going so deaf.
This is insane.
Nobody
This is absolutely insane.
You think Cash Money is big as Rockefeller ever?
100%.
And that is insanity. That is the most insane shit ever.
How is that insane? I could give you saying like, okay, they aren't as big as Rockefeller, but to say it is insane is insane.
Just look the numbers up.
You can pull the numbers up. No matter how you look at it, you can pull any number you want. They are just as big as Rockefeller.
Besides Wayne, what did Birdman do to get his artists?
Hot Boys. He gave you BG. He gave you Turk. He gave you Manning Fresh. He gave you the Big Timers. He gave you Drake. He gave you Nicki. He gave you Tyga. He gave you Young Thug. These are all people that were once on Cash Money Records that are still making records.
But what you fail to realize is they were only Cash Money because Wayne signed them to Young Money. So it was the sister company.
Just when I was about to say I was wrong, you were right.
Let me finish. Young Money was the sister company of Cash Money. So the only reason Birdman was involved was because Wayne was still signed to him. That was it. It's not like Drake and Nicki was like, "Yo, Birdman, what's up?" No, it was all, I want to be with Wayne because Wayne's a legend.
Okay.
It had nothing to do with Birdman.
So Birdman had nothing to do with Lil Wayne becoming a legend.
Yeah, we all know that.
Okay. All right.
What does that mean?
That's what I'm saying.
It means a lot.
Besides Wayne, though, and I was with you until I realized, and DC gave it the point that they were Young Money.
Young Money, Cash Money.
Okay, so does that mean Jaz-O is a legend because Jay-Z is the biggest artist ever?
No,
because he's the reason we're listening to Jay-Z today.
He's a legend because of Jay-Z.
No, but the reason Dame Dash got his hands on Jay-Z is because Jaz-O put him on that verse on Hawaii Sophie.
So
nobody knew who Jay-Z was in 88, 89.
Until
Jazz put him on.
I give you that, but that is a false equivalent comparing Jaz-O to Birdman.
Your statement was just nobody would know Wayne if it wasn't for Birdman. No one would know
I-
Jay-Z if it wasn't for Jazz.
Who made Wayne Who made Wayne popular?
Honestly, he got popular when he came to Dipset.
All right, bro.
When he came to New York is when he really blew up.
This is the argument that is going nowhere. This is pointless. This is pointless.
So for everybody here watching, hopefully, man, we wanna get your take on this beautiful take. If you're into the music industry, is Birdman a legend? Yes or no? And then now for the hottest take of hottest takes, before we get into some crazy, some real stuff. Kev brought up Cassidy. It's just Cassidy, not even Cassidy the Hustler. I don't even know what the fuck. Just Cassidy.
Cassidy
is
the
a legend.
beatmaker.
And
My point was he's a legend in his own right, man. He's a legend in Philly. He's a Philly legend. So he could still be legendary. He's a legend in that area. And in our time, like, we know Cassidy. We're gonna bring up Cassidy of all the rappers that
No,
we're
we're
listening
not.
to.
Before we stop, hold on. The king of R&B is signed to Cash Money.
who's the king?
I didn't know that. The GOAT's it? All right, my fault. Birdman legendary. He got the GOAT. My fault.
Just keep on doing it, man. He just
My
keep on
fault.
doing it.
How's Jack
relevant.
Quees doing too?
Huh?
How's Jack Quees doing?
I don't know, but he on
All right,
Cash
exactly.
Money.
He ain't doing
I
nothing.
mean, he made I Believe I Can Fly, so he's straight.
Jack
That's
Quees-
what I tell my kids.
But back to Kev.
Back to Kev. So you're saying when we go back, as we get older, we're gonna bring up Cassidy as one of the top rappers to do this.
Jesus Christ.
No, but within the Philly, you're gonna bring him up as one of the top rappers, one of the top Philly rappers. So he could be a legend in his own right. Like I said, you could be a legend within your high school, but you're not a legend within that city. So it all depends.
So why talk about it?
Kev, what the hell? Yeah, but no,
I'm honestly not sure why I got brought up in the conversation, but I mean,
brought it
the
up.
point
Brought up-
that
brought up
you could be-
Cassidy to make a point.
I couldn't remember exactly what that point was, but I think Cassidy's a legend. Like in our time, in that time period, I felt like Cassidy was someone that we were listening to on a somewhat consistent basis. And if he put something out, we were listening to it.
Why wouldn't you say Banks or anybody else that was way more relevant? You go with fucking Cassidy?
Because he's insane.
Cassidy?
That was the first thing that came to mind. But you wouldn't say Banks is a legend either. So
I know,
it's one that,
but Banks had more stuff and was part of 50s. Like a lot more things were. I can't. And then you go and say Cassidy is more known than Black Thought.
In our age group. He said our age group.
that's what I said. Because I feel like most people would know who Cassidy is over Black Thought.
Can we talk to the audience? Audience, no one here is under 30 years of age, right? So our age group doesn't know Black Thought, Beanie Siegel, Eve, or anyone else before Cassidy is what he's saying. If you're 30 and over, please leave a comment and let us know if Cassidy is the reason you listen to Philly shit. Like, it's the worst fucking
statement that was made. See, you put words in my mouth.
That's what you said.
I said no, I didn't say all those other people. I'm saying Black Thought in particular. He has a very particular genre that not everybody listens to.
You know, he's a rapper.
He's on Jimmy Kimmel or whatever the
Okay,
homeboy's name is.
That's now, bro. I'm talking about when we were listening to Cassidy.
Oh.
When you were actively listening to Cassidy music,
we had a root. We like we listen to different music.
Knew who Cassidy was than they did who Black Thought.
No, we listen to the roots. Like some of us like music.
I understand that. I listened to the roots as well, but not everybody did, bro. That wasn't for everyone.
Everybody listens to the Roots, Kev.
Okay.
Roots
Okay,
is
if you
very
say
popular.
so.
Roots is very popular.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying it's not everybody's like, not everybody's gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna put on a Roots album, right? No.
But everybody's
false.
More people are saying they're gonna put on a Roots album than a Cassidy album.
Yo, throw that Cassidy on, B. Yeah. The fuck out my house.
Are you crazy? Do you hear yourself?
Throw that Cassidy on.
Everybody's not gonna throw in a Roots album. Yo, you got that Cassidy?
That's a fact. That's a fact. I couldn't imagine setting up the play space and somebody say, "Yo, can you throw that Cassidy playlist on?" Yeah, I actually might kick you off my crib. That's a good point. That is a very good point.
Anyone throwing on the Cassidy album is probably stealing something at your house. Like you're being watched for the rest of the night. Like, yo, nah.
Yeah, that is insane. I'm glad you had to hear yourself listen to that. Yo. This man,
like I said, I'm not sure why it got brought up.
And this is what I mean about the criteria, in my opinion, of what legend has to be. Hall of Fame, All-Star, and a couple of good. Yo, Cassidy's like Mookie Blaylock of the rap game for basketball.
To
Don't
take it back to
disrespect
that,
Mookie like that.
to take it back to that, Trev, though, I put Birdman in the Hall of Fame for creating the Cash Money.
Okay.
I do.
Daisy, anything changed? No.
He signed Jacquees. That's the only thing he's legendary for.
Kev, what's your Birdman's a legend, Kev?
I'd say it for the Cash Money take, just because if you think about all the impact that they've made on hip hop with Bling Bling and all the other hits that they have, I'd give it to Birdman.
Not back that ass up though, huh?
Yo,
Right,
if he signed Cassidy, it'd be no question.
That's why I put him on the spot. Like, how he gonna answer this one? Holy shit! Oh my goodness, Kev, you are one of a kind. But yes, so we're gonna have some chop ups. You know what I mean? We're gonna see what the fans think on that one. It's an interesting one. I'm on the fence, man. I'm on the fence. He's close. He's there. I can see why. I can see not. So you know, we see. I kind of put him in the status of Eli Manning.
Yo, watch your mouth, man. Watch your mouth. See, we get real disrespectful on this podcast, yo.
And I'll get into my feelings on Eli Manning.
Yeah, you gotta explain that a little more.
No.
Eli Manning gets too much credit for the 2 Hall of Fame runs, but he was a pretty average quarterback along the way.
Stop it. Can you check his playoff stats for me, please?
That's what everybody goes to. You limp into the playoffs every year and you get okay. Interception a lot. Didn't really like.
How many interceptions he throw in the playoffs?
Eli Manning was a very subpar quarterback for a long time of his career, but he had the 2 championship runs. So everybody acts like he had the greatest career ever.
Just say you mad because Aaron Rodgers was like the greatest new thing. Eli came to Green Bay and dogged you niggas. Went to Atlanta and damn near shut them out. And then went in the Super Bowl and handled business, right?
He's proving my point.
Eli's also had some great defenses too. Let's
just proving my point of what they're going to talk about. And since we're on the topic of football, we're going to bring it back to a little bit more serious, some talks. So NFL has been known to lambaste. Is that the word I'm looking for? Am I saying that right? My education showing lambaste, like blast out.
I have no idea exactly what you're saying.
Yeah,
Lambaste, man. Lambaste is something. It sounds like it's really good. I feel like I'm on something right there. Anyway, the NFL has been coming at my dog Dwayne Haskins. Yo,
I can't stop looking at these, bro. My man just made a whole term.
I was trying to let him get it off.
No, I'm nice, yo. Lambaste. See, it's a real word. Criticize someone or something harshly. Y'all get y'all dictionary up.
Word?
Yeah, that's a real. I can't even, how I put this in the camera. They can't even. Lambaste. Y'all get y'all. You know what I'm saying? Get your words up. Go ahead,
Like
Kev.
land-based animal?
I know what I'm
you
talking
right.
about.
Bro.
I'm on my shit. I'm on. Yo, you know what I mean?
Bro.
Come on, man. I'm out here reading. Come on, man. You know what I mean? Give me that. Lambaste. They was out there doing my dog, criticizing him, talking some more harshly. All right. You know, for going to the strip club maskless. whatever. He was the worst person in the world. Blah, blah, blah. Dogging his name, slandering his character. But all of a sudden, Chad Wheeler, offensive tackle for the Seahawks, is going through an entire domestic violence case where he dang near killed the woman. I mean, it is bad. If y'all don't see the pictures, once again, though, the NFL picks and chooses when to be quiet on situations. Why are they quiet here, man? What's y'all thoughts? What's y'all opinions on that?
It's not just the NFL though. It's the media coverage in general. It's been a lot quieter. The panels, the morning shows. Nobody's talking about it. Mm-hmm. Every time it happens, it's like, oh, it's happening again. This guy should never play football. But now it's like everybody's real quiet and holding their judgment and being real careful about the way that they choose their words. Because again, where like you brought up the point, humanizing those that shouldn't be humanized in that moment. So it's crazy.
And this is the shit that pisses me off, right? Because on one hand, when the shit was when Dwayne Haskins was going through what he was going through, I could even go to Kyrie what he was going through. All these black former players, analysts, man, coming at these guys, like just dogging them, saying black athletes, this and that, by our own kind. But as soon as some real shit happens, like, to me, that's all that Dwayne that stuff is not real. This is real stuff, man. He put his hands on a female, and it was even worse to the point, like, it's because she wasn't worshiping him. And there is not a single peep from anybody. Like, where's the accountability, man? Where's the consistency, as my dog says? I'm a little fired up about that, man. I'm a little charged up. It's really bothering me because I'm sitting there tired of the analysts always want to come at a player if he thinks differently. For example, Kyrie or whatever, they come at him like these guys are the end of the world. But Ed, what's up, man? Like, no media, nothing. It's just trying to be swept under the rug politely. That shit's really pissing me off, man. What y'all think, DZ and Seth?
I think the NFL controls like the media and like what they talk about and what they don't talk about. In certain aspects. You can see, take for instance, like the whole, I guess you can say like Brett Favre and him with the dick pics. You can take Ben Roethlisberger with the dick, with his rape allegations, multiple rape allegations.
He's got it a couple times.
And then we can take into consideration, I know, like Mike Vick and his treatment in the league, Dwayne Haskins, his treatment in the league, just how they see certain players of certain colors in the league it's real evident as to how they look at you and how you perceive, especially at that quarterback position. That's why the Dwayne Haskins thing was so huge. Like when you bringing it up, he basically got killed for his character and like put on blast for not wearing a mask during the pandemic. This guy just literally, I don't even know the dude's name. I saw pictures of it and everything. Homeboy basically beat the dog shit out of it from the pictures, from what we see. It's not consistent. And NFL's honestly never really been consistent. So again, like we said, is it surprising? Not really, but you hope and expect more from one of the biggest organizations in the United States. But this is a microcosm of what we were talking about with Robin Hood.
True. Running back from the Ravens never played football again. And I'm sure if he looked differently, that might have gone maybe in his favor. This dude was barely in the news, and he almost killed a young lady. So it's like you said, it's the inequities are very evident, and I think the NFL needs to be a little more consistent with these matters. If not, I think the Players Association needs to step up at some point. But that's the end of him of it.
Yeah, that shit needs to be on ESPN. All the same shit that it was on Haskins, it needs to be on right now. As simple as that, man. What you thinking over there, Peasy?
I mean, it's the biggest sport in the United States, so it's on brand. I mean,
Ooh.
y'all expecting them to be any different than the country that, you know, loves it so much. Like, you know, obviously we see Ray Rice and, you know, my man Kareem on the Browns, but this is going to get covered up because it is what it is. It's America, man. Like, shit doesn't surprise me.
Just to give some kind of pushback, so we're not all on the same thing. Ray Rice, does it change? There, it was a video of Ray Rice. There was a video of Kareem Hunt. Does the video change things? Because that was a huge thing for me, being like a Baltimore Ravens fan. Like when everything happened, and then the video came out, I was like, "What the fuck did you think? What did you think happened in the video? How did you think she got to that point? How did you think she was knocked out in the elevator? Now that the video came out, does that make it more real? Like, what's the difference?
I mean, the pictures of his girlfriend are crazy.
That's a fact. It was pictures of Ray Rice's girl or his wife.
They didn't look like this.
They're nowhere near that.
Yeah.
She got beat to a pulp.
She's in a stretcher with the picture.
Listen,
I don't need no video.
That's a fact. I didn't. Yeah, that's a fact. I don't need one either. But I'm just trying to figure out what.
And also let's take a step back and reading the stories. They explain the fact that the police were called and told that this man was like pretty much killing. Like she had choked her unconscious several times while beating her up, and the police were called. Her family also called the police. And they showed up and he was tased. So again, this is someone who has not only been known to have harmed someone already, but is also resisting arrest and is only tased. So the inequities continue. The layer is just they show themselves in so many different ways. But it's not just with the NFL. Like BZ said, it's very on brand for the off taste of the culture that we see day to day.
And just, you know, I can't speak for the female side of things, but if you're going through those issues, and domestic violence is no joke, and we want everybody to be safe, and hopefully you can find a circle or somebody to protect you or get the help you need to get out of the situation, because it's no joke, and we just want to make sure. To the young lady, and then the young women that will be after her that unfortunately have to go through these issues. Just please be able to get that help in any way you can and get out of that situation, because it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. And if you got to do like that, or whatever the situation is, just get out, man. It's as you see, it's not worth it. We just want to. Anything else? Anybody want to touch on that?
I got a question for y'all. I got a big question for y'all. Do y'all think it'll be more publicized if she was white?
Of course.
Interesting.
Of course. You think Tyrone Smith on the Dallas Cowboys beats up his white girlfriend? That's not going to be in the news? Fuck out of here, bro. 6'7", 300 pounds. Come on, bro. I'm not trying to hear that shit. I don't care what you say.
It was a white male. That's what makes it a little tough for me. The only thing they love more than white women is white men. So I'm not sure. Maybe it is more publicized. Maybe more people do sympathize with it because it might have been a white woman. But I don't know. That's a tough one. It's a great question though.
You know what?
I'm gonna say it's gonna be just.
I think if it was a black man though, with the white woman, or as we know with the black women, I think it's gonna be just out there more. And I said it, man. You know, white men and it's a white man, so there's a little bit more love in that situation, right? As we talk about, those mistakes get humanized, which is not a mistake those are not mistakes, but they become humanized, right? They try to find out the ways, and you know, because when just even looking at it back when Ray Rice did an example, all his mugshots were shown. When this dude Chad Wheeler, it's every picture of him in a Steelers uniform. It's little things like that are just crazy that the media does and portrays, and maybe sets us on to something, man. The NFL does control it, and We're just in a weird time. Well, we never really left the weird time, but it's weirder as it keeps going with all the media and shit like that. But that's a good question, DZ. I don't know, but I know if, like Kev said, that was Tyrone Smith. We know what's happening.
Yeah, Tyrone, you call the police on Tyrone. Tyrone going down before they even.
Yeah, but Chad just gets a taser though, so it makes sense, bro. It's unfortunate, but it's all too, I guess, expected. Is the worst part about it? It's expected. It's you see it, you hear it, you like, shit, damn, that's fucked up. But then you're like, all right, yeah, I kind of saw it coming. But we're not all that surprised.
Yeah, which is the craziest thing. It's like, and we don't want you to think, the people watching it like we're some non-empathetic people, because we're just not surprised with the results that happen, as what this world has constantly shown us time and time again.
That's a fact.
That's a fact. And it's on brand, and it's there's
Why
gonna
is
be time.
Tyrone such a black ass name? That's the part that got me right. Well, every time you say Tyrone,
Tyrone, like you knew who you was calling, man. Like
100%. You knew she wasn't calling a Mexican named Tyrone. You knew he was like.
She wasn't calling Chad either. It wasn't you better call Chad. It was you better call Tyrone. Like I don't know.
Tyrone, he sound like a nigga up to no good. I ain't gonna hold.
I don't know if I got any friends named Tyrone, and if I do, I'm sorry. Well, I guess we're not friends, but we could be acquaintances or something. I don't know, brother.
You definitely pat your pockets when the nigga introduces himself as Tyrone.
Imagine Tyrone come to your crib trying to play Cassidy.
Oh.
Oh, that nigga's gotta be crazy, man. Yo,
you gotta leave, Freaky Town.
I'm not even kicking. I gotta move out. Yo, pack the crib. All right, Tyrone, you got it, man. This on the first, family.
Yeah. Tyrone done case the crib.
Yeah.
Tyrone got a drop on you already.
Dang, yeah, Tyrone is out of his mind. You know what I mean? So, but and then what else is going on in the football world? We'll try to lighten it up or not lighten it up. But Deshaun Watson, him and the Texans, man, not getting along. He's not rocking with the ownership. Apparently, he's just released some tweets that he's not he took off his bio, like he's not a Houston Texans quarterback, and contact my agents for whatever situation, like pretty much saying he's a free agent, which is crazy. You got one of the best young QBs in the game. A lot of back and forth with the GM and how they feel about him, and trying to, once again, man, lambaste that character, dog. You know what I mean? But there's nothing you can say because he's been nothing but a stand-up, solid dude, and everybody rocks for him. Which I'll take on on Deshaun, man. The Texans stupid to get rid of him, or is it part of the game?
Get rid of him. They ain't trying to get rid of him.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
They already put the statement out.
Of course, and they try to do some things like I think they hired a black head coach now, I believe. Make that to work. Once again, though, that coach also was responsible. Never mind. I don't even want to go there.
No, go ahead. Keep going.
No, we got a black head coach, man.
No, everybody tries to give the knock that his wide receivers scored 0 touchdowns, right?
Yeah.
Dwayne Bowe was his best receiver. But who did he have carrying a rock?
He had a monster run game.
He had arguably the best running back in the game at that time.
Larry Johnson.
No,
not Larry.
Dreadhead. Come
on, DZ. Really?
I can't think of his name. He was the fastest dude.
Oh yeah.
He ended up going to Tennessee's. What's his name? No,
Chris Johnson.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right. I mean, that still should open up some shit for play action, though. God damn it.
Who'd they have catching the ball?
I can play receiver with Chris Johnson as a running back. But you're right. I'm not trying to diss him. I'm happy. At the end of the day, man, you know, there's a black quarterback, head coach getting a shot.
Mhm.
Regardless if it was trying to make sure we keep the Deshaun Watson, whatever the case may be, well, I'll take it, man. Nothing but rooting for you, man. You know, unfortunately, you got to come in these times now. With that, obviously they're not trying to get rid of him, but they're most likely he ain't playing for the Houston Texans.
Hell no.
So
this isn't like the first, but it's like I've heard multiple things like over the years about the Houston Texans owner.
Yes.
And like him like just doing like some racist shit. Him like as the owner and like just in different comments he made. I know Andre Johnson's been vocal about it before. Arian Foster. I believe that I want to say that may have played some part in D-Hop leaving.
Oh yeah, remember he didn't practice one time because of some shit the owner said.
He said something about like inmates running a prison or some shit like that around the time we were talking. It was the whole kneeling thing and Trump speaking out against NFL players taking a knee. It just seems like weird timing, and then this happens. So, and I think it's just something I think a lot of players, black players in general, that play for the Texans speak out on. So I think it's probably in his best interest to get out of there. Whether he's going to end up where he want to go, this ain't the NBA. So I don't know. I'd like to see him somewhere else.
So do I. I'm gonna start first by saying Jamal Charles. I want to use our platform responsibly. It's Jamal Charles, not Chris Johnson.
Jamal Charles.
Who are you talking about though?
The Chiefs running back.
I think his name is Cully, the head coach that the Texans hired.
You want to talk? Yeah. But Deshaun Watson should want to get out. He should have wanted to get out when they traded D-Hop, and that's the thing that really. That's when you know shit was going downhill. You get rid of D-Hop, and it's just like it's just too much. And then you ask his opinion on who do you want to bring in the front office, and then you just I ain't gonna do that. And it's just like wait, what? All right, so I don't mean nothing in your eyes, which really doesn't surprise because it is in Texas, and we do know what Texas is about. Like we can't act like we don't know where he plays at. So yeah, I think it's in his best interest. Get out. Don't waste your talent or your youth. Get out.
Dang.
Well, where I think he's gonna end up, bro. Like who you think gonna make a move?
Everything I keep on saying is the Jets, and I don't understand that.
The Jets.
I hope not.
New York will be happy to have him. It's going to take a couple years for them to be decent competitors in the AFC, but
he'd be better off going to the other side. Huh?
You think the Giants?
I hope so. Probably not, though. Knowing Gettleman and the way his mind works, probably not.
Okay.
That would be a great place for him to be.
That would be the best.
He'll have a running back. I
think if you're gonna get Deshaun Watson, Barkley might not be a Giant.
We don't need Barkley though. We've never really had him but one season.
That is
so.
True.
If someone's gonna take him off potential, then fine.
Yeah, you got to get Deshaun. You got a lot of years left. I would like to see him in New York. I'd like to see where he's happy, man, and really get a chance to flourish and really get a chance to compete. Even though he's done it with the Texans a little bit, but J.J. Watt's on his last legs, just get him out of there. Yeah, and we like to do a little word of the day, man. Wrap it up. Actually, before we get in there, Super Bowl picks. Who we going with?
I got the Chiefs. I'll make it simple. I got
brother
the Chiefs.
Man, not the other man.
Two Chiefs. Sesh, who you rocking with?
If Tom Brady doesn't if he don't throw 3 interceptions, I got Bucks.
I got 50 on it, Sesh. What's up?
Sesh, just make a damn pick, man.
I got the Bucks.
That's the craziest way to Tom Brady don't throw picks.
Yo, my man throw for 400 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yo, they a shoo-in.
Nah, because honestly, I want to pick the Chiefs, but I'm like, I'm not gonna keep on sitting here agreeing with y'all fools. Like, I don't like it ain't that simple. It ain't that simple to say the Chiefs. So I'm going with the Bucks. And I ain't putting 50 on it, Kev. I ain't got it like that, champ.
I'm going with the Bucks, and I'm not betting on it. I'm just being the opposite right now.
Okay.
I'm going with the Bucks. I just want to see Tom Brady got a different will to him, man. Some way, somehow.
Yeah, he gonna have a different will when the honey badger back there. Like, yeah, I need that.
Yes, best safety in the game, man. Honey badger. So, not even.
He is gonna baby Godwin. I'm calling it right now. Godwin is gonna be babied. He's not ready for that kind of dog. I'm telling you.
That boy's the best in the game doing it. All right, so let me see if I can do this right. We like to give words of the day, and what does it mean?
Lambasted.
Yeah, let's do that one.
What?
I've been looking that up. I've been
ain't found Lambasted yet?
looking down. I'm trying to find Lambasted, man.
Come on,
I found it. It's a word. It's a word. It's there. It's there. I found it. I corroborated it. It's there. It's
there, man.
That is a legendary word.
Come on, man. I'll be in my bag, man.
Ready? The definition itself, it says criticize someone or something harshly. So they lambaste the reporter as a gross distortion of the truth. So, yeah.
Where are you getting this definition from?
This is typed in the word itself, and it comes up on Merriam-Webster.
Yes, it's a real word.
Yeah, Lambaste.
Yeah.
Hold that again. LAM.
Yes, land-based and land-basted.
BASTE. Yeah,
I thought you said land-based.
Me too. That's what I thought you said.
Because y'all don't know the word. That's the half the issue. Land-based. Cab knew it.
I did. At first, I just thought it was used in the wrong context, but you hit it right on the head. I like how you.
They trying. I be in my books, man. I be reading. You know what I mean? I'm out here.
Son, you quietly did say land-based.
No, I said land.
That's why I was confused. Land-based?
Lamb. Mary had a little lamb.
Okay.
Lamb-based.
I heard you wrong. I thought
you heard. When I heard land-based, I'm like, okay, where's he going with this?
Nah.
That's why Sesh made that joke. Like, when we talk about, and that's why I was rocking with him. Like, yo, Trevor's sick.
Nah, just because y'all don't know, but you know what I mean. But I'm putting down. Pause. Never mind. I don't even know I was going with that one. Either way, I was on my shit. That's all that matters. Now back to the topic at hand. Talk about commitment. All right. And I wanted to talk about it, man. Obviously, Inky Johnson, the great quote guy. Commitment is doing what you said you were going to do long after the mood you set it in has left.
I can't even comment after that.
Woo. But I wanted to touch on that because we've all been there. So we've all been there. And is there any way when you're not in that mood, how do you stay there? How do you got to do what you say when it's? Because we all been when it sounds good. Like, yo, I'm about to do X, Y, and Z. Kev, for example, gets a bike, don't ride it for a week.
I'm still waiting for the shirtless podcast, but we'll get there in a minute.
Kev, you've had a lot of moments now where you said things when it sounded good, but
the piano, no Mozart videos yet.
I still practice.
Piano's a whole plant stand at this point.
It definitely holds some plants, but I've been practicing.
Oh God!
So play the piano. So how do we rock in that mood? Like, what y'all go to? What y'all zone? How do you get in that zone? To do what you said you was gonna do.
Honestly, bro, this is something I really, 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 really struggle with. I think the biggest thing for me to help me like commit into something is like building a routine around it and sticking to that routine. Once I get into that routine, whether I want to do it or not, it's almost like muscle memory in a sense. Especially like waking up in the morning, for me, like really working out and kind of doing like having like my morning routine really helps me work out, making sure I'm doing what I need to do on that aspect of it. But if I don't have a routine behind something, it's easier for me to like when it gets to that point, and I'm like, man, I don't feel like doing this shit, not doing it. So for me, it's the routine that kind of helps me with the commitment.
That's a good one. Shit, and I'm gonna be honest, I'll be trying to find it. So I think the morning routine is the next thing, but the struggle is adding the second piece of the morning routine. So for me, I kind of just like I put it in the perspective, hey, I might not get it done right away. I just make sure I will get it done and kind of be not okay, but somewhat okay with that it might not be as fast as I said it would. It might take a little bit longer, but as long as I get it done. So now my next adventure is to kind of do that faster. But it's like if I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. It just, the time is off. And I'm trying to get better at that. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. That's a fact. I've been saying I'm going to eat more whole foods for the past month. And I just can't, like every once in a while, it's going to be something processed that I eat. And it's like, man, I get like you said, I kind of get like a little down on myself in a sense, like, damn, I said I was going to do this, but never did it. But then realizing, you know what, I still got tomorrow. I still got, it's as long as I put my best foot forward, it's another chance for me to do it, not like getting too far in a rut.
And this is beauty because we're all showing that we're struggling with this. This is why I thought it was a good one to kind of could bring up because it's easy to say. It's still even that code is still easy to say, but it's like people we got to break down the nits and pieces of like, yo, we're all struggling with these things too, and it's all right. And hopefully, you know, whatever little pieces you do within your routine or your day, we can help out whoever, including ourselves. What you got, DZ? I see you looking in depth over there, man.
Nah, it's just I don't know. I struggle with commitment as well. Like this week was the first full week of working out I've had in a fucking damn near a year, and my only way of committing was I literally have like, you know, pictures of me now and pictures of me back then, back when I was in college. And that was when I was in the best shape of my life, and I didn't have to think about working out. It was just like Seth said, it was routine. So like, it's just a matter of me just seeing that and being like, all right, I'm gonna go downstairs and get it done. But with everything else, I need to find a plan for it because commitment is hard, especially when you're comfortable.
That's a fact.
What you got, Kev?
Indeed, I agree, man. DZ hit it on the head, bro. Comfort is where it's at. It's like it's getting yourself out of that comfort zone to push yourself to be uncomfortable and to do something that you know is going to better yourself in the end, but also be okay with, like Trev said, being flexible with the timeline or the goals, but still pushing yourself in those moments to be uncomfortable and to get to that end goal. But yeah, we all it's something I work on day to day, just trying to make it work. Figuring out those routines, adjust as I need to, but it's always about just finding those. It may not be the main goal, but as long as you're working towards that main goal in that day to day, that's what I find is important too. Just chip away, chop that wood, like they say, right?
That wood, man. Chop that wood, and I like to think of it too as just like finding that process, man, and what is your process as you're going through. And a lot of people say that, but they don't have a process. They don't have that why of why you're even saying what you're saying in the beginning. People just say it because it sounds good. So just understanding the process, knowing your process after you say it, and then knowing the why behind you say it. And I think it's easier to say things without knowing the why behind it. And I think if we could get on, yo, this is why I'm doing this shit, then it's easier for what I said that was going to do after that mood is going to be able to change some shit. Like, you know, like I get up every day at 4:30 and work out, right? I hate the shit, but it's like Seth said, it's that routine. And the more I keep doing that, the more I can get into another one and another one. So it's just little things like that, man. Keep chopping that wood. Keep chopping that motherfucking wood. Word. Well, word. Anything else? Anything else we want to leave with the people before we get moving on out of here?
man. Subscribe.
Just everybody be safe, man. I know it's hard to stay in the house, man. Stay away from the big crowds. I'm just saying, man. I know a lot of people who have COVID or had COVID that are really struggling right now. Like, the shit is not a joke, because one person went through it and was good doesn't mean you're gonna have the same result, man. Like do what you can, wear a mask, wash your hands, wash your ass. What you gotta do to stay safe, man, for real. Love y'all all. Thank y'all for listening.
Hey, yo, when DZ record label's dropping too? When the fans wanna know.
I mean, COVID kind of pushed it back.
Okay.
But we thinking either late spring, early summer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Hopefully, you know, we outside by then, because I got some good stuff going for y'all, man. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I might even sing a little bit on it. I ain't gonna give away yet.
Is that the first record? Is that the first record we outside, or we can't know that?
You can't know that, right? Y'all gotta wait, man. You know what I mean?
I'm making a feature.
Yeah, you want it, man. Cooking with Kev, man. First, you know what I mean? Second single.
All right, we out of here, man. Appreciate y'all. Like, subscribe, share. We'll get there in a minute podcast. And we here, man. We keeping it consistent. We out.
It's mad love, B.
Peace.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't the life that we chose, but it's the life that we live in.